Hello guys, how are you? Hope you all will be fine. This is Balraj and Bright Education Center, and let's start with some vocabulary word for SSC PQ. And these are the words which I have noted from the Hindu and various other newspapers. So first of all, with the first word, which is gamut. Gamut means the complete range of something. When like a complete range of something, like when you are getting emotional, you are getting completely emotional, then you will be in complete gamut of emotions. I mean something which to be completed. So over here, like first the gamut is the complete range of something which is very complete range. I am used to expressing whole gamut of emotions in front of my mother. So when I go to before my mother, then I present myself full of emotions. The gamut of emotion comes. So gamut means full of emotion. Next is evasive. Evasive means not honest. Not honest person. I have seen him. The life is like when you see many people like they are not honest. So they are. So we call it the evasive. So when I ask over here, when I ask somebody that give me this answer, he hasn't given the right answer. He just evased answer. He hasn't he hasn't given the right answer. He just given the evasive answer. So here is not an honest person. The next is stale. Stale means not fresh. Like when you go to cinema and you are eating popcorn, they are not. It is not fresh. So you call it like it's not fresh. So like the old things like and the something which is getting old, chronic. You don't like it. So like viewers were bored by the old stories. I mean when the kids, when you when you say to kids to every day the same story, then it means that you are telling the stale stories. So they don't like the stale story, they want the new story. So over here it's not fresh, like the viewers were bored by the stale stories. Next is startle. Startle means to get surprised. That surprise means like something when you get astonished. When you get when something comes before you, then you get astonished. Over here, that sudden bright light in my study room startled me. So when you were sleeping and suddenly the bright light comes and you wake, so it means that it's startled, sudden. It was sudden. So sudden bright light in my room startled me. It is the meaning of startle. The next is flagitious. Flagitious means scandalous crime. Scandalous crime means like if you do something which is very heinous crime, we call it a heinous crime, flagitious crime. Like a judge given his jury for the crime and he said that the criminal was flagitious. Flagitious means heinous, very heinous crime because a person has done the heinous crime. Like here he was arrested and charged with uh, flagitious abuse he was doing, and he was charged with flagitious abuse. Cacophony means harsh sound. Cacophony means like when you were sleeping and your wife will be shouting before I mean near you and wake up like that. It's a cacophony. So like a harsh sound, like a crow sometimes like sings. So we call it cacophony. So cacophony means harsh sound. So why is cacophony to be considered to be a harsh sound? So the wife's cacophony wakes me from the sleep. Next is over here is gauze. Gauze means very thin cloth, like a cloth which is used for the wounds. So nurse wounded my clothes with gauze. So next is gauche. Gauche means socially awake word. Like if you I mean if somebody goes from somewhere from village to city, and they in somebody's house, and they sits around the table, and one of friends sits a very socially awake one. So he starts eating without any consent, without permission. He starts eating, and he was eating with gauche manner, without table manner he was eating. So we call it that he is a gauche in socially awake word. So like when you see many people, they rashly eat. So they are not socially awake, but they will be eating like without the respect of the food, as well as like other people. They don't care other people. So it means like socially awake word over here. Table manner, when everybody sitting around the table, my friend was eating like a socially awake word. I mean he was eating with gauche manner. Next is sinister. Sinister means evil. Evil means The like a evil means like something like a sinister is one of the that person is not good. The person is sinister man. I have seen many sinister men in my life. So he is the most sinister man. So like evil. Next is egregious. Egregious means very bad. Like a student marred by number of the egregious error. Egregious error means most of the error he does in writing, in literature, in narration. So the student exam was marred by the egregious error. Egregious means the lot of error that person does. Semantics. Semantics means over here semantic study of languages. Study of language means person he know Arabic, he know Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, like many language he know. So we call it semantics. So in India you can see many people who has a good knowledge of semantics. Semantics means different languages. Biopsy. Biopsy means like examination. Examination of tissue. Cancer tissue. When you go to hospital, you see the doctor do biopsy. Biopsy means simple meaning of biopsy is examination of tissue, cell tissue, cell that tissue to be taken and to be examined. The cancer tissue when to be examined, we call it biopsy. So my grandmother was old. She was having the cancer and she was the biopsy was done yesterday. So biopsy means the examination of tissue, cancer tissue. Paragon. Paragon means model. Model or excellent courage. Courage. Like a paragon. Sachin Tendulkar is a paragon for us. Sachin Tendulkar is a model. So like Deepa Kakekar is one of the athletes. Is a model. Model means like courage. When we get motivation, courage, or something from somebody like Sachin Tendulkar over here, he's a great cricketer. We are getting the courage from him, and other cricketers also learning from the Sachin that he has set up the many records. So paragon means source of courage. Like Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has done a lot of the things for the nation. He has the foreign policies was very good, and he is now doing great, and everybody respect him because of the deeds he is performing right now. So paragon, he is a courage. He's a courage for the nation as well as other nation, and other nation praise Modi that is doing great. So like this. So over here, like a paragon. Paragon something we are getting the courage from him. Next is vicious. Vicious means cruel. Cruel means vicious killer. Like when vicious means cruel, the person is very cruel. You can't imagine what he can do. So I have seen the many vicious killer. He is a vicious killer. So he is a vicious over here, vicious killer. Next is Byzantine. Byzantine means excessively complicated. So like in India, our income tax system is very Byzantine. Byzantine means excessively complicated because there are a lot of branches of it. There are so many calculation, even as many things it include the Byzantine. Excessively complicated. Like the map of the world is Byzantine because it's extremely complicated. Many cities around the world. And but nowadays it's not very difficult to find, but still it's still Byzantine. Anachronism. Anachronism means something belongs to the past. Something belongs to the past, but is really it is just like a deception. That for example, I want to explain it like Kunti and Arjun. Kunti says to Arjun that see the watch, what is the time. So this is the anachronism. It's something like which doesn't belong to the past, but still it is using as a deception. So when two parts doesn't belong to each other, we call it this is anachronism. Anachronism which doesn't, so like in Mahabharata era there was no watch, there was no nothing like that. So there was something which doesn't belong to the past. Okay. So I have just explained the story of Kunti and Arjuna. Perfunctory. Perfunctory means when you do something, your boss said go there and do that work. Okay, when your boss said do that work, which is very important. So first of all, like perfunctory means when something to be done without the interest of or without the on interest. You are doing, but your interest is not in doing that work. You are doing it forcefully. So we call it perfunctory. These are the all words. These are number of the words I have just noted from. These are the very special words I have taken from the different newspapers, and these are very helpful for the any examination like SSC, Bank PO or other even English speaking course pilots. Whosoever want to prepare it can read this word easily, can note down, and these are the word. Thank you very much, and kindly subscribe and like my videos. Thank you very much.